How did the person I loved become the person I cannot stand? Have you ever looked at the person beside you and quietly wondered, how did we come to this? This was once the person you waited to see, the person whose message made you smile, the person you chose from everyone else. And years later, sometimes that same person can feel like the most difficult person in your life. Their voice irritates you. Their habits annoy you. You feel they don't understand you. You may even begin to think, if this person was not in my life, maybe I would be happier. How does love travel such a long distance? From I can't live without you to I can't live with you. Maybe the answer is not always that love disappeared. Sometimes hurt simply accumulated. Think about it. We are usually very careful with strangers. If a colleague makes a mistake, we may say, "That's okay." If a friend is tired, we understand. But with our husband or wife, "You always do this. You never understand me. What is wrong with you?" Why? Because from strangers we expect very little. From the person we love, we expect everything. We expect them to understand our silence, notice our tiredness, remember what hurts us, stand beside us, appreciate what we do. And when those expectations are repeatedly disappointed, something changes inside us. One disappointment becomes 10, 10 become 100. And eventually we are no longer reacting only to what happened today. We are reacting to everything that happened over the last 5, 10, or 20 years. That's why a tiny argument can suddenly become enormous. It was never only about the cup left on the table. It was never only about being late. It was never only about one forgotten birthday. Underneath it may be, I don't feel important to you anymore. I don't feel respected. I don't feel heard. I have been carrying too much for too long. And slowly, something very dangerous happens. We stop seeing the person. We start seeing their mistakes. Everything good becomes normal and invisible. Everything bad becomes magnified. A husband may work hard every day, but his wife remembers the words that hurt her. A wife may give everything to the family, but her husband remembers the ways he feels rejected or criticized. Both may be giving, both may be hurting, and strangely, both may feel like the victim. Then comes comparison. Other husbands are better. Other wives are more understanding. But we see other people's partners for a few pleasant hours. We see our own partner tired, worried, angry, stressed, imperfect, and unfiltered. We compare someone else's outside with our partner's inside. Of course, our partner loses. But here is something worth thinking about. Before deciding that the person beside you is the worst person in your life, try looking at them once without the history. Not as my difficult husband, not as my impossible wife, just as a human being who also grew up with wounds, who has fears they may never explain properly, who gets tired, who makes mistakes, who may also be thinking, why doesn't this person understand me? This doesn't mean accepting cruelty, abuse, humiliation, or disrespect. Love should never require someone to silently tolerate harm. But in an ordinary struggling relationship, sometimes the question is not, who is the bad person? Maybe the better question is, what happened between two people who once loved each other? Because sometimes there isn't one villain. There are simply two exhausted people, both wanting to be understood and neither feeling understood. So before another argument, try something different. Instead of saying, you never care about me, say, I miss feeling close to you. Instead of, "You have changed. Try. I miss the way we used to be." And sometimes, instead of preparing your next answer, just listen. Not to win, not to defend yourself, but to understand what the person you once loved has been trying to tell you. Because one day all these arguments will end. The house will become quiet. The responsibilities will finish. Life will move on. And when we look back, perhaps we won't remember who won most of the arguments. We may only remember that there was once a person beside us. Imperfect, complicated, sometimes incredibly annoying, but human, just like us. So if there is still something worth saving between you, don't wait for the other person to become perfect. Put down the weapons. Speak a little softer. Listen a little longer. Appreciate something you have stopped noticing. And look again at the person you once chose. Maybe they were never your enemy. Maybe somewhere along the journey, two people who loved each other simply forgot how to be on the same side.